every single one of them wants only one thing: your money. Oh, what? You thought sex? You thought you were gonna get by them? No, they're not gonna fuck you. They want your money. Japan's nightlife isn't just drinking and dancing as we know it in the West. It's about selling attention, selling a fantasy. There's this whole hidden world of girls' bars, host clubs, hostess clubs, boys' bars, soaplands. And if you don't understand how it works, it's really easy to get played. At host and hostess clubs, it's even more intense. You're not just smiling, you're acting. You're an actor. You're performing and faking relationships. It's acting. And it's exhausting. And for the workers, it ain't all glitz and glam. It's a job. It's a way to pay their rent and other bills, and turns into a lifestyle that they can't separate from their personal life sometimes. Let's talk about it. At girls' bars, you stand behind a counter, flirt, pour drinks, and make conversation. Sounds easy, but no, absolutely not. You're on your feet for hours, under pressure to entertain and talk to people. I fucking hate that. And honestly, some customers are just straight up assholes. So let me tell you about my friend. Not me, my friend. Absolutely not me, my friend. She's beautiful, American, and fluent in Japanese. Pretty good. But from day one at the girls' bar, she was othered. Meaning what? Customers would stare at her and say, gaikokujin? Doko no kuni kara? Literally before even saying hi to her. Some refused to believe she could even speak Japanese. And then others just treated her like an exotic object. And the other girls that she worked with, her co-workers, well, fake, rude, competitive. They didn't talk to her, they talked about her. It was just high school all over again, and an overly sexualized bar. Also in girls' bars, you often have to stand outside to solicit to customers. Literally, sometimes in the cold, in heels, trying to convince random salary men to come inside. It's exhausting and humiliating, in my opinion. Now flip that. Boys' bars. The male version of girls' bars, obviously. Now the boys serve drinks, flirt with female customers, and the vibe is chill. Not glamorous like host clubs. Some are not even the best looking. And they're just pretending to be in it. You know, some are straight, some are not. Some don't care. It's all just performance like the rest of these services and establishments. And they're just the ones who didn't make the cut for the host clubs, to be honest. Now a snack bar, snaku. Think of them like your auntie's karaoke lounge. It's older women serving drinks, chatting, singing. It's like a girls' bar, only more mature, with even older customers sometimes. But as of recently, younger girls have been working at snack bars. And I think this is because snack bars don't have an as high beauty standard as girls' bars and hostess clubs. Snack bars are actually chill to be a customer at and work at. It's pretty fun, I've heard. Now, kyabakura, hostess clubs. It's a nightlife spot where male customers pay to sit, drink, and talk with female hostesses. These beautiful, glamorous goddesses, a Japanese man dream girl. These women are more than just bartenders, if you can even call them that. They're basically your temporary girlfriend for the night. But just emotionally, allegedly. No touching allegedly, no funny business allegedly. Legally speaking, you're paying for conversation, attention, flattery, and drinks. It's all about the vibe, allegedly. Now, here's the twist. Hostess clubs are way more intense than girls' bars, okay? Girls' bar, you're usually sitting at a counter, talking casually with the men while you pour their drink. And while yes, you do have to flirt, it's performance, but less performance. You're still performing, still got that fake ass smile, and acting like you care about their boring ass day at work when you really don't give a fuck at all. You're just trying to make it through the night. You still have to put on a performance. But in a hostess club, it's a whole production. Hostess are dressed up and made up. You literally have a dressing room and a person there to do your hair and makeup. And you're trained to handle all types of customers. So you usually sit at a private table, either on your own or with another girl or a couple assigned together with you. You're trained to stroke their ego or other things and listen to their problems. You laugh at their bad jokes and make them feel like the most interesting man in the room, and God fucking not interesting whatsoever at all, not even remotely. They're boring as fuck and wonder why they have to come to this fucking establishment. Their wife doesn't even want to listen to this shit. They're not just paying for your time, but also for things like bottle keeping an expensive bottle of alcohol in their name, and requesting for a specific girl, which is called shime, and for incho, which means extending their time with the hostess. It's way more polished, way more expensive, and way more emotional manipulation, if we are being real. But what do I know? Host clubs. All right, ladies, this one's for us. Listen to me carefully. They are not your boyfriend. They are not your boyfriend. I don't care how many hearts and emojis he texts you. He doesn't love you. He loves your wallet. You're never going to be her with the host. You will never be her. Go to a host club. You walk in and you're greeted by beautiful men in designer suits. Fluffy dyed hair, perfect skin, the fakest I care about you smiles you have ever seen. And every single one of them wants only one thing. Your money. Oh, what? You thought sex? You thought you were going to get by them? No, they're not going to fuck you. They want your money. Now, I have watched people spend hundreds of thousands of yen just to feel wanted. They fall in love with the idea of someone who's literally paid to flirt. Some girls get addicted and it's sad. Some go into debt. And in the end, the host disappears and you're left with nothing. Literally, that nigga took off on the hundreds of thousands of money you've been paying him for months, hell, maybe even years, and he went off the radar and blocked you, and he is nowhere to be found. You will not find him. He is gone. Blocked. Yeah, Scam Central. But they gotta make it sparkle. Ha ha ha. Now here's what most people don't know. Hosts work under a ranking system. So every month, the club ranks them based on who made the most money. And these niggas, they're obsessed with being number one. Not because it's fun, but because their paycheck status and even respect from other hosts depend on it. They'll do anything to climb that ranking. Lie, love bomb, cry, pretend to be your boyfriend, all just to get you to spend more and come back. It's less about flirting and more about finessing. But customers will still pay for the attention. Some people genuinely love the attention, the money, and the adrenaline. And sometimes it's the only job that'll pay rent fast. Look, people are lonely. People want connection, even if it's bought. Out of all these establishments that are on this list, people think maid cafes are cute and wholesome. They are for the most part. I would say out of all these jobs that I mentioned in this video, this is the most innocent out of all of them, but there are many parts to it that are not innocent, all right? I'm just gonna say, you gotta be pretty young to be a maid. I've never seen like a, grown actual, I don't know. Let me shut the fuck up. Now, maid cafe, even though it's one of the most innocent on this list, it's still part of the fantasy system. So they call the girls Meido-chan, and she makes your food into a heart with ketchup, omoraisu, and you pay extra for a photo or a little magic spell. I don't fucking know. It's innocent cosplay, but it's still selling attention. It's controlled, structured performance. Now, I'm gonna be real. These places don't want foreigners. They tolerate you if you bring money or fit their aesthetic. Host clubs, most will let in foreign women, especially if you look like you'll spend. And if we want to keep it transparent and 100, women are easier to manipulate. I'm a woman. I said what I said. And it's true. I have lived this life. Don't tell me. But don't get it wrong. They'll happily let you go into debt for a host who doesn't give a shit about you. Hostess clubs. If you're a foreign man, good luck. Unless you roll up in designer, they might not even let you in, or you have to be accompanied by a Japanese person, whether it's a man or a woman. Hey, yo, bro, they don't want to share that cake. Them Japanese men be gatekeeping. They don't want to share that cake. They don't want to share. They be mad as hell. They see a Japanese woman with a foreigner. They might say, oh, kakuina. Then they don't mean that. They don't mean that. They are mad. Hey, listen, in hostess clubs, they don't know if you'll spend. And that's really all that they care about. So they essentially just don't trust the foreign men with the women, I think. Now, this industry runs on stereotypes and sells. You are judged the second you walk in. So the love trap. Sometimes hostess do fall in love with their customers. Why? Because the guy's rich. He's older, maybe ugly, but he's got power, cash, and influence. And that's the only thing we care about, right, ladies? That's the only thing we care about. If a man has all of these things, he can never do any wrong. He's perfect. Divorce will never happen because if he's on top of the world, we're on top of the world, right? Am I right? Yeah, they think he could change my life. And yeah, it's rare, but it happens. Okay, no, it's not rare. It happens and home wrecks so many families. And this is a serious situation, guys. It's not rare, guys. It's just not rare. I'm sorry. It's a mess. But the other way around, host clubs, never. Never. You will never find love at a host club. Stop trying. Them niggas do not care. They lie, sell dreams, cry with you, flirt, say you're special, but it's a script. They've got 10, maybe more girls on the same line. You're not the exception. You never will be. You're the income. Now let's talk about the one that is kind of whispered a little bit and nobody really wants to admit it exists. Soaplands. So, Soaplands are adult massage. Why am I whispering? Okay, so Soaplands are adult massage shops. You go in, a girl washes you, gives you a massage, and I'll leave the rest to your imagination. We all, I hope most of us are grown listening to this, but I'm not gonna, expose anything on YouTube. You already know where I'm going with that. It's the closest thing to legal sex work in Japan, hidden under the law with a loophole. Technically, they don't advertise sex, but everyone knows the game. Everybody knows what's going on in those rooms. Everybody knows what's going on in those goddamn soaps. And the wildest part, most soaps do not allow foreigners. I'm sorry, foreign men, but even if you speak fluent Japanese, I think even if you're half, you're polite, respectful. If you don't look Japanese, you're out. You're not getting in, no exceptions. It's one of the most closed off parts of nightlife and the services that they provide. So unless you're local or connected, you're not getting in. They're not giving you a piece of that cake. It's gatekeeping. Okay, so whether it's a girls bar, host club, hostess club, or maid cafe, it's all built on one thing: the illusion of closeness. You're paying to feel seen, to be wanted, to pretend you matter, but none of it is real. And the workers, they know it. And some of them break trying to keep the fantasy going. And it can get very dark if you just don't have the mental willpower for this, whether you be a worker or a customer. So yeah, that is the side of Japan's nightlife that is a little different from other parts of the world. You know, it's not just all neon signs and aesthetic drinks. I mean, it is, but it's also a hustle for most of the people who are local. It's loneliness, being judged on your face and your wallet, and if you're a foreigner, that spotlight burns a little hotter. So I want to hear the unfiltered stories of girls who worked in these places. Want to know what really happens when you fall for your host? Let me know. I got stories. I did not fall for a host, by the way, so don't be in the comments saying, oh, she got hurt. No, shut the fuck up. That's not what happened. I know better to just waste my money for conversation. Those men they look like women. Just don't. No, it wasn't me. It was not me. One of these scenarios might have been me, but that one, no. Don't. We're not doing that. All right, guys. Well, see you next time. Bye.